Now, Star Wars Outlaws has had a bit of controversy over the past couple of weeks due to a certain, and I do agree, she does look quite plastic, which is a shock when you compare it against other characters in video games. Cal Kestis as well, where he looks pretty realistic. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at Star Wars Outlaws and its various editions that you can buy. Now, currently in the UK, this goes for £60, but you can also get it for £15 a month with Ubisoft Plus. We'll look into what that gives you as we go along. The release date is the 30th of August. Now, I'm not sure, but if you've checked online, it actually says the initial release date is the 27th of August, but we will get into that. So, what editions are available for this game? Here at the Compare Star Wars Outlaws editions, we have three editions: the Standard, Gold, Ultimate, and the Ultimate Edition, which you get day one with Ubisoft Plus. But what's in the Standard Edition? Well, you get the base game, which, as they like to tout, it's the first ever open world Star Wars. You get to explore the galaxy, which will be a massively padded map. If you're a fan of the Far Cry games or the Assassin's Creed games and their open world format, I'm guessing it's going to be the exact same, just only spread across the galaxy. I want to see how that works, so that should be interesting. Now, there is also a pre-order bonus for this. So if you pre-order the game, you will receive the Kessel Runner bonus pack. Two cosmetics, one for your speeder and one for your spaceship. Right there, if you weren't aware, does mean that when you land on planets, you will have a speeder to travel along these, we'll say, expansive maps for now. Next up is the Gold Edition, which includes the base game, the pre-order bonus, and do you know how I mentioned the initial release date is the 27th? Well, this is where it comes in, because you get the 3 days early access. Instead of having access to the game on a Friday, you now get the game on the Tuesday, the 27th of August. Though, personally, I'm not a huge fan of single player games wanting you to spend extra just so you can play a game a couple days earlier. I think it's definitely worse in multiplayer focused games because the experience there matters. In single player games, I just feel like it shouldn't exist either. But yes. And finally, in the Gold Edition, you get the Season Pass. So in the Season Pass, there will be 2 DLCs that will release after launch. We don't have an idea of how big those DLCs will be. So it's quite a gamble on what you're going to get. If you want to play some sort of guess, although it may be far off, just look at DLCs for previous Assassin's Creeds and just assume it might be around the same size. Could be completely wrong, but you can use that as a reference point. Now, along with this, you will also get Jabba's Gambit, an exclusive mission available at launch. Now, in this mission, you actually get to meet Jabba the Hutt. And this has sparked some issues because they did show him off in the trailer, and there's talk about how you will get to meet notable characters in the Star Wars universe. But then to gate that mission behind the gold edition of the game is a bit scummy. Now, if I recall, they do eventually release these exclusive missions for free later down the line, but it does feel a bit scammy that they purposely gate you out of specific missions if you're not willing to pay so much money up front. So that's my thoughts on that. And they also include the Kessel Runner character pack, which is cosmetics for Kay and Nyx. So more cosmetics. Now let's compare the pricing between the standard and the gold edition. But let's clarify. The difference between the standard and the gold edition is 3 days early access and the season pass. So the standard edition cost $59.99 and the Gold Edition costs £94.99, which is an extra £35. Wow. So the Gold Edition is an extra £35 than the Standard Edition, which is interesting to say the least. Because usually when you get a Gold Edition, especially pre-release, and it includes DLC, you usually get it at a slight discount, like £5 or £10 off buying the season pass separately at a later release date. So I might be under the idea that the season pass on its own will cost £40. You can get Helldivers 2 for that, bringing up, one of the better selling games so far this year. But that does not seem like a great deal to get the season pass, especially when you don't really know what you're getting. Your only real benefit you get by paying an extra £35 upfront is 3 days early access. So now that we've gone through the Standard Edition and the Gold Edition, let's look at the Ultimate Edition. So in the Ultimate Edition, you get the same as the previous two: base game, pre-order bonus, 3 days early access, season pass. So you will get the Rogue Infiltrator bundle, which is cosmetics for the main characters, the speeder and the spaceship. And the Sabak Shark bundle, may have butchered it there, which again is more cosmetics for the main characters, speeder and spaceship. But you also get the digital art book. Quite cool if you're into those things. That's quite cool. It says it includes cinematic storyboards as well, so you get to see how they go through. 2 skin packs and a digital art book. And for those skin packs and the digital art book, it is £20 extra. Wow. It is £115 if you want everything this single player game has to offer. That is almost double the price of the initial release. Wow. Well, now you can, if you aren't willing to spend all that money, you can just get Ubisoft Plus, and therefore you get the Ultimate Edition for £15 a month and just run through the game in 1 month and call it a day. Of course, their plan, like Netflix, is to get you a reason to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus, and then because of the many, many games you can play, you can go, oh, I'll keep my membership so I can play this game and other game and other game. And then you just continuously pay on their monthly subscription like they would like you to do without ever properly being able to own the game. That's their plan. So my current thoughts on this is that if you want to, so here you go, you can see all the editions and their costs right here. Personally, I will be waiting just a couple of days to see the general consensus, mainly because I've played a lot of Ubisoft games and I know what to expect of these type of games. Personally, I believe once you've played 1 or 2 Ubisoft games, you've played them all because they have such a similar structure and format, just a different skin. One thing I am happy for is that they haven't gone for the £70 price point that games are slowly moving towards these days. If anything, I'm thinking the season pass will follow the same route of Elden Ring. Elden Ring's DLC Shadow of the Erdtree at being £40 separately. I think the big difference between that is that people actually highly rate the company behind the Souls games, Bloodborne, and you can always tell there's a lot of effort put into these games. Now, Ubisoft is very cookie cutter, so we'll see if they get away with the £40 price point without people losing it. That is all the 4 editions. I hope you have enjoyed this video. So let me know, what editions are you planning to get? Or are you not getting it at all? That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.